We're here today with New York Times best-selling author Jen Lancaster, who's here to talk with us about her new book, Pretty in Plaid. Jen, thank you so much for coming and welcome to Borders.
Thank you, and thank you for throwing the New York Times thing in. I try to work that into the first 30 seconds of conversation. In any conversation, my dry cleaner knows. Everyone knows.
Right on. Well, we've got it covered. So your first three books, they talked about situations and times in your life as an adult. But with Pretty in Plaid, you've taken us back to your childhood, and we get to see you as a little girl and what you went through, what you thought, what you said, and what you wore. So how was it revisiting your youth?
I loved revisiting my youth. I mean, I write so much about the now that wasn't a topic that I ever really thought about writing. One of the reasons that I wrote this book is I read every bit of fan mail that I get. I read every bit of fan feedback, and one of the consistent things they were asking for were stories about what was your life before you became a writer. What were your stories? What was your childhood like? Everyone wants to know sorority stories. So I thought about all those things, and I was trying to figure out a way to put all of those stories together, but I was having trouble coming up with, I guess, a hook or a concept. And as I was remembering things, it occurred to me that I don't remember things by, some people, memories are sparked when they smell something or they hear a certain song. And as I started thinking about these memories, I could remember the specific items that I was wearing in every story. And I thought, well, there we go. That's the hook. So I've tied 70s, 80s, and 90s fashion into the story about who I am and how I got to be, I guess, where I am now.
This book is peppered with those little bits and pieces of pop culture.
Right. The
clothes you referenced, also songs, movies, even the title of the book, Pretty in Plaid, I'm assuming is an homage to Pretty in Pink?
It's an homage to both Molly Ringwald and the Preppy Handbook. Here's what's funny.
Okay.
Only about a third of the book is in the 80s, although that's my favorite part of the book. That's when I was in high school. That's when I was in college. That's when I really kind of figured out who I was and who I wanted to be. But something very significant happened when I was 13, 14. I got a hold of the Preppy Handbook. At no point in time did I realize it was satire. I had no idea that Lisa Birnbach was in fact making fun of these people. So when you would see the models in the book wearing the khakis or the go to hell pants and the Blucher moccasins and the Norwegian the LLB Norwegian sweater, I thought, well, this is my shopping list. So I would take things out of that book and I would write it down on my Christmas list because this is how I wanted to look. So preppy clothes have been a big part of who I am, and there's plenty of stories about them in this book.
Do you have, out of all those clothing items you just listed, was there a favorite? Was there one that you just, even today, still think, that wasn't so bad, I could still wear?
One of the greatest things I ever owned was a Levi's jean jacket. It was fitted very nicely, and I got a can of red paint, and I don't know how I did it because I'm not artistic in any way, but with the perfect artist's hand, I put U2 on the back of it, because this is when Under the Blood Red Sky was out. This is what, like 86, 87, and it was perfect. It was their logo perfectly, and I wore it all over campus. And once a week or so, I'd see someone else that had taken a jean jacket and painted U2 on it. So by the time the semester was over and people stopped wearing jackets, there were like 10 different girls on campus who had copied my style. And I thought, I am on to something.
You were
this jacket looks good.
Do you look back on yourself now and the little girl that you were with more compassion, with any sort of feelings that you could talk to her, what you might say to yourself?
I like that little kid. I like her, and I see how she became me. So I'm very happy in the progression, how things progressed. I mean, I wish that I could tell myself at 13, your hair will get better. You will get contacts. You're not going to look like this forever. I guess that would be the advice that I give to myself. But the core of me, I've always liked. So.